All right, tell me first what your initial reaction as a host is to this from yesterday.
My initial reaction was shocked. I definitely didn't see that coming, didn't even see him walking up on stage, let alone when he grabbed the mic, didn't expect those words to come out at all.
Today, what have you been hearing, feeling?
A lot of negative response as far as Taylor Swift fans especially feeling that it was completely inappropriate, unfortunate. I mean, she's a 17-year-old girl. As Beyonce addressed on the VMAs, that she's 17. She remembers her being 17, just getting into the industry, winning an award. You're excited, you're happy, and to hear that someone else, another artist that she probably respected as an artist, doesn't feel that you deserve the award. Kind of sad and hurtful.
Let me ask you then, in terms of your responses from your listeners, you said what you expected versus what you got. Why don't you touch on that?
I expected that the listeners would, by a landslide, feel one way or the other, either be totally in support of Kanye, saying he was keeping it real, he was saying what everybody was thinking, or feeling, oh, that was horrible, it was terrible. But surprisingly, I put a poll up on my blog at WGCI.com, keyword Loni, and told people, go vote, and it's actually a really close running, like 50% to 50%. People feeling he was keeping it real, people feeling he was rude.
Why do you think then it's the ones who are being more vocal when they can do it on the computer? Why do you think it's so different than what you said? You said you were surprised or you were shocked, and then a lot of people were really disappointed in him as well. Why do you think on the blog it's different? Do you think people can be more they can hide their identity or something, so they don't have to say, look, he was keeping it real, you know?
I think that people, there is no name or face associated with it, so they feel like if they were in support of what he was saying, they don't, since a good bit of people that are more vocal have been saying, oh, it's so horrible, so they don't want to come out and say, oh, well, I thought he was telling the truth. But a lot of people said that they feel as though that's what the people expect from Kanye, that he is outspoken, that he is going to say what he wants to say, because he's done this in a previous awards situation where he thought he should have won an award and somebody else, and he spoke on it. So it's kind of like, that's Kanye, that's what you get, and that's what people come to expect and love or hate about him.
Last two things. One, he's a Chicago boy. What do you think that'll have to do with his reputation, citywide, if it does at all? And two, the big picture, do you think it'll have any effect on record sales?
I think
or his popularity in general?
I think that his true fans, his true Chicago supporters, they will continue to be fans. I personally love him as an artist, and I think that a lot of people don't let personal things affect their love for him as an artist. So I think that people that are, diehard Taylor Swift fans who maybe felt so-so about Kanye, they've definitely been swayed the opposite direction. So I think that if you were a true Kanye fan, love his music, it probably won't have much of an effect, but it definitely took a lot of people aback by the comment.
I guess I lied. Two.
Okay.
All right. One, what do you think about his apology?
Okay. I personally thought that from his apology, it wasn't much of an apology, because in his apology it seemed as though he didn't think it was that offensive. He was saying no disrespect intended, and he thinks that she's a great artist, but he was just kind of saying what he felt. So I didn't think that it was very apologetic. It was just more so.
If you want to on that part.
Okay. I think that his apology wasn't as much of an apology as it was a clarification of him trying to say he didn't mean any disrespect intended. So I wasn't impressed.
Okay, fair enough. What about the listeners?
The listeners, I think they felt that it was good that he did it immediately, that he didn't wait weeks and weeks and weeks like some people who've had blunders in the past, that they wait a long time for the apology. They thought it was great that he did it immediately.
So in terms of record sales, you don't think it'll make a difference at all, or do you?
I think that if you're a true Kanye fan, which people have called and said, I love Kanye, I'm from Chicago, he represents for Chicago, I support him to the death, they don't care. They don't.
What about the rest of the nation? Who doesn't?
The rest of the nation, if they were on the fence and they didn't feel one way or the other, I think it definitely will affect.
That's It's too bad. I hope that's not the fact, but sometimes that's how it goes. Do you have anything else that you want to add? Anything that I didn't touch on that maybe has happened today? Because you were pretty thorough, but. Where does this rank in terms of? I guess that's it. We could get set up.